Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning, 9:03 on this Thursday morning. We'll talk news in a little bit. We got Cora, Joe, and the Alton Community Service League in the studio today. And we're getting Halloween already. And I like it. It's time, you know? I mean, it really is time.
Ready.
Autumn's
Ready.
whispering to me.
It is. And you were just up in Maine.
I was.
How was it?
The trees are turning.
Is it? See, I think it's going to be a good year for color. I think we're going to get some good fall colors on the river road
Beautiful
too.
coloring up north, especially northern Maine. When you're driving along, you see through the trees and everything the wonderful colors that are peeking through. It's pretty.
That's awesome. Well, a couple of months ago in April, I believe, was it April or was it February? February. It might have been February. The wine tasting was great.
February, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was that February?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then we had the Valentine's Day cart, which was great. But now it's time to talk Halloween. And these are really cool. Let's talk right away because, Jill, I'm kind of amazed, too, about these copper pumpkins that are in front of me.
Yes, they are vintage, and you can't find these anywhere else.
Look at those.
And Cora has a little more to say about them because she found them.
Is she the brainchild behind this
Yes.
one, Jill? Uh-oh. Cora's taking her walk to... Hold it up there. Oh. Oh.
I don't know where the...
You got to walk this way, Cora. Here, I got you.
This way?
Yeah, walk towards Jill.
Oh,
And then hold that sucker up.
It's been a while since I've walked around.
Okay.
There we go.
There, good.
There we go.
Yes.
Look at that guy smiling. He's smiling at you and saying, "Good morning out there."
And now these, I mean, these are real copper, aren't they? I mean, this is all copper.
They're heavy.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
Well, this one definitely looks heavy. I don't know
The
if I
handles are brass.
Oh, are
Yeah, the handles
Right?
are
Or at least that one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's a good size.
Man, that's a really solid piece of, I mean, that's a great decoration.
It's truly copper. It's 100%
Yes.
copper. Here's the...
Oh, man, look at that big, well, I didn't, could you?
Yeah.
And that has a brass handle on it.
Man, that's beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
It is absolutely
Yes.
And this, Jill could even show you this. I mean, how this worked. Kids used to walk around with these.
Yes.
This
And
size.
put a candle in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a true jack-o'-lantern.
It really is.
They both are.
You know, where the name came from.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and it just looks awesome, and honestly, it's a great way to kind of tie in that Halloween theme.
Yeah, and fall, too.
Well, yeah,
Like,
because that is a
it's
transitional.
not so, like, cartoon, or, you know, it's a little more refined.
Right. Well, and that's what I like too, because it's definitely a transitional piece, so you can leave out and put some, you know, any type of garnishment on it you want, you know, and just call it a nice decoration or a centerpice too, really.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That would be
Well,
really
when you think about
nice.
it, and the history of these pieces, the ones you have today are not like this.
No.
They're not cut like this. They're not shown this way.
No.
And so a lot of people have never really seen an honest to goodness jack-o'-lantern.
Well,
That's what you're seeing here.
Well, and that's what you have a chance to
here.
win.
You have a chance to win it.
Plus, you have a chance to win a bunch of fun stuff that's inside of it too.
That's right.
What's going
This is
in these?
very big.
It is
This
very
is
big.
huge.
Like, show
Huge.
just tip it.
Yeah.
Sounds like
There's
a gong.
you can take that out, but just tip it to show the size. That's going to be full.
Look at that.
Of items.
Yeah.
That you can win.
Items such as scratch-off tickets, mini spirits,
Gift certificates,
Oh yeah.
yeah, gift
Perfect.
cards for local businesses,
jewelry, trinkets, maybe some
a piece of
money.
art. That we've got a piece of art from Pieceworks
Oh, wow.
in Elsa that's fair trade. Mm-hmm. So,
There's a ton of stuff. So do both of them come together?
yes.
Okay,
You
that's
win
what I
both
like.
of them.
That's what I
That's the
like.
flyer right there.
Ultimately, it will be valued at $800.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it even more now.
Yeah. And the
Including
tickets
this.
are only $5 for one or $5 for $20.
Which that means you're saving $5 on
Yes.
on that.
And you're
get
getting
by.
like an
Get
extra
one
ticket.
free one.
Can you get tickets ahead of time?
Yep.
Yes.
And you
can
do not have to
get
be
them now.
present to win this one.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So-
Except I want you to be present.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the phone number to call if we want to get tickets?
Well,
You can call Nancy Wilson.
which is 604-4513.
Oh, okay. That's 618-604-4513 and contact Nancy Wilson. Now, this drawing's on October 12th, so you have a
Yes.
couple of days to get this thing done, but it's at the Wood River Moose, and they got a great facility
Oh,
down there.
my
I mean, it's
God.
really
Yes.
just a nice one.
Huge.
And if you're
So comfortable.
It really is. And if you're just tuning in, the charity wine tasting, where you can be a part of this fun, runs Saturday, October the 12th, if I get paid to do my job, 3 to 5 p.m. at the Wood River Moose. And tickets are just $20 a piece. And, this is what I think's great. So what's all going to be a part of the event just overall?
It's going to be a wine tasting with the largest wine distributor in Illinois. And we're going to have several wines, including some favorites like Riesling and Moscato, a sweet red, but then we will have a Chardonnay and Cab and some sparkling non-alcoholic wines. In a berry, I think there's a berry, and a new mango.
Oh, wow, that
is
sounds
brand
great,
new
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
And it's very refreshing, carbonated. So
It's not like a fruit drink. It's actually made the same way as the wines, except they're not allowed to ferment.
Oh,
So
okay.
They're wonderful. And last year, the red one was like a sangria. You couldn't even tell them apart. They were so lovely.
Wow.
Yeah,
This,
perfect.
this is really cool. And what I think's great too is it's nice to have a Halloween, style event
Yeah.
too, because there's so much, Christmas, and you guys are always busy during Christmas, and we can, kind of talk about how that's going to change a little bit too. And
Sticks around.
oh
people,
man,
People forget Thanksgiving a lot of times.
Yeah.
They certainly buzz by Halloween except for the candy.
yeah, you're right. In the parade, that's about
Parade.
Yeah.
The
but
parade.
the parade is huge here.
right.
Yes.
But to
This
have
is a
this, yeah,
Nice little preliminary activity
It
to
gets you in the
really
mood.
get you into
you
that
ready.
spirit.
yeah, it does. It's just great. And now charcuterie boards. Are we gonna have snacks?
yes.
gonna have
There'll
snacks.
be trays with meats and cheeses and crackers
And grapes.
and grapes. And
I love grapes.
They are good.
everything is donated by Schwegel's.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Now
all
that's
of our snacks.
That's really cool that Schwegel's donates that. I didn't
Yes.
realize that. Well, and honestly, what I think's great about this too is it's just a great way to kind of recognize what you guys do all throughout the year, and that's just support the community. And take me through that, some of the things that you guys do to and charitable contributions.
We actually 100% of the funds we raise go back into the community. We save no administration costs.
Wow.
Most of the ladies, everything that we have to like set up things like this, we obtain ourselves. We don't send in receipts. Many of us, this is what we need.
Yeah.
We love the community. The community does some wonderful work out here. All the nonprofits that we support, they are eligible for a grant. They have to apply for a grant. These nonprofits that want support, they apply for the grants every year, and then we have a committee that will look at the grants and see whether or not they're eligible to receive a grant from the Service League. And that is how we support the grants, is through these sorts of fundraisers.
And how many of those grants do you guys disperse throughout the year?
It just depends on how many applications we get, and also the eligibility of the people, the organizations applying. And we also take a look at the needs. What kind of projects are these supporting? Are they supporting? Are they something that are not funded by taxes?
Right.
Or by United Way or some other
Entity.
program, some other issue.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And we stay community. We've never gone beyond our community. We invite a lot of people to come in and participate in our community, and we like to have new members. We're screening new members as we sit.
Well, how do we get there? How do we become a member if someone wants to join?
Well, go ahead, Jill.
I think you
she
know
likes
more.
me
The
to
floor
know.
is yours, Senator.
Well, then, let me tell you about membership. Membership is a lot of fun, as you can see. We're all members. Jill,
Yes.
we have quite a few members now, and we got new ones coming on. About 6 wanting to join. So
Wow.
that's quite a recruitment.
Yes, that is.
Then we have
That's great.
you would come to a meeting. You'd be invited by Jill or another member to come to a meeting and see if it's something you like. There you will receive a membership application. We buy you lunch. So
Well, that's
would you
always
like
a
to
good
join?
incentive.
Yeah.
It's open to everybody. So we'd love to have you. We have one gentleman who is going to join. We welcome his help.
Really great. So
Yeah.
it's a multi-gendered,
Yes,
organization.
it is.
You know what's I think for me the misconception, I always thought it was women-based, and I don't
It
know
always
why
was.
I thought.
Well, it was.
Has,
It is.
That's how it's
Oh,
been.
okay.
That's how it's written.
Sorry, I didn't realize. So it changed. How recently did it?
Well, last time we looked
been
at the
talked
bylaws.
about before, but
Right.
it didn't happen for
We
whatever
looked at
reason.
the bylaws last time, and it is quite an ordeal to go through bylaws. However, we did get the mission statement done, and it just simply says we're women who volunteer collectively in beautification for the betterment of the greater Alton community. So it includes other communities within our package. What the discussion was, we had a couple gentlemen who were inquiring about joining.
Right.
And then they decided not to, but it spurred a conversation that was important. And that is, we decided that if gentlemen want to join, let them join.
Well, right.
We need their help.
Yes.
Well, exactly, because numbers are
carry this
needed right
around.
now. Yeah, numbers are definitely needed right now.
Yeah.
And just to keep it going. And now younger people joining would be a great thing too, so they can
Yeah.
carry that torch and
Yes.
learn the ways to do it the right way, and then really prepare that next generation. And now, is there a way for maybe a mentorship opportunity for a younger person if they just wanted to kind of maybe volunteer for some of your
Yeah.
events or something like that?
Yes, just let us know. Probably that would happen word of mouth.
Right.
But if there's a student that needs volunteer hours, a church young person, and they want to try to volunteer outside of their church, other things more into the community, they can do that. Just let us know.
Yeah.
And you can call me or Cora. We can give our numbers, which we're going to anyway.
Yeah.
Give our
Oh, well,
phone
good.
numbers.
Yes, we're going to give you
So-
that.
So, and we'll get to that here in a second, but it's just a great way to kind of talk about that because, I mean, the Community Service League is wonderful. And now, whenever we come back, I do want to talk in a few months about, just the Christmas season and how that'll look because I heard it might be a little bit different than next what we're used to. So I definitely want to talk about that. But getting back to this wine tasting, Jill, what's your favorite part just overall about events like this and getting into, kind of just some type of holiday spirit?
I love the prizes, so to speak, that
Yeah,
we
me
give
too.
people. And we'll have a little auction with some more items. And I love watching our guests look at those items, and it makes them so happy and buzzy. It makes the room buzz. And I think Cora and I have a talent for creating really neat baskets full of great
this is
goodies.
Great.
And so everybody talks about our prizes and such that we
have
give.
good prizes.
We'll have door prizes. This is a door prize. Will be a door prize.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
So how many door prizes are you going to have?
Several. Well, I don't know, like 5 or so. I mean, not just one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that will draw from the tickets that people buy. And this book that I wrote that was published in 2013.
That's cool.
a door prize.
That's awesome. Oh,
So-
absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a while. 2013. 10 years now. Oh my gosh.
Time for another
Anyway.
book, Jill.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah, I that's what I like. It's fun
Well,
to see people win, and it makes them very happy. And
when it's all for a good cause, that's what I think. When you can have fun for something great, I mean,
Yes.
that's what's really cool. And guys, seriously, mark your calendars as we're just talking about this Saturday, October the 12th, 3 to 5 p.m. at the Wood River Moose. That's 730 Wesley Drive in Wood River. And I'm telling you, this is a great event that goes towards so much. I mean,
Yes.
things that you wouldn't even think about that are organizations being helped throughout the year. And Cora, what are you gearing up for the most? As you have a couple of weeks left, you got to fill this pumpkin and that or jack-o'-lantern and that jack-o'-lantern.
Yep.
And
We're looking for donations.
Okay.
Anybody that has donations they'd like to participate, we put you down on a list and thank you profusely. And whatever we can do, we always send people who grant us. We always try to make sure that they support people who support us. So we spread the word out that way. We also have some other, like she said, little auction items. As you know, last year, the little cans,
Oh, that was
Chinese
great.
auctions,
Yeah.
those are fun. People look forward to. And as you know, door prizes don't raise revenue.
No.
Right now, but we want to give back to people who come to our events. So the way we do that is to provide sweet little door prizes or fun things. And
That's what I love.
yeah, and I would say that this year it becomes really important that everybody come. If they
Yeah.
can come, because we really need the revenues for these grants.
Well, absolutely. And even if, let's say, they can't make it to this one, but they want to support what you guys do, how can they reach out and say, hey, let's write you a $5,000 check and call it a good Tuesday, or a good Thursday?
My number is seriously, for any
Yeah, I'm
questions or
serious,
anything
yeah.
you need. My number is 618-444-7011.
Okay.
Okay, and Jill,
my number is 618-798-1266.
And now, how much sampling comes with the ticket before we start winding this down?
There will be wine stewards walking around, serving the samples that our distributor will be describing. So it's unlimited. Like, no one's going to
No one's going to
be
cut.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you already have one sample of that. You can't have another. No.
That's cool. See, I like
Just,
that. That makes it
you
a
know.
real wine tasting,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you need seconds. We all need seconds. You know what I'm saying? I can't go and
especially
have
on
one.
a taste of wine,
Exactly.
and then you've got to rinse it down with a little bit of fruit and food or whatever. Well, our distributor is fabulous. It's Republic National Distributing Company. They are number 1 in America, but they're number 2 in America, but number 1 in this state.
Wow.
And they come out of Chicago. And our particular guy who takes care of us is Matthew Housewright, and he's young. He's 27. So we have a young guy. This is his second time, and you met him last time.
Yeah,
when
he was
came.
great.
He's fabulous, and he liked us, we ladies and our crowd, so much. He said, "Yeah, I'd love to do a second one." So here he comes in less than a year. Matt's going to be there to help us.
That's awesome. And now, can you buy bottles that you like there?
Yes.
Yes,
Wonderful.
you can.
Yep, they'll be available, and he will do the sample. He will tell us all about it. But Jill alluded to, we have wine stewards this year. We have several volunteers that we're going to try, if we have enough people attend, to set them off into different groups, like maybe 2 tables or 3 tables together, and then we have 2 wine stewards that will help serve. And two that will pour.
That's just awesome.
Yeah,
It'll
one
be
will
easier.
pour and one will
Makes it
serve.
a
Yeah.
real experience, too.
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't have to get up and roam around, stand in line like last week. Last year was an experience.
Yeah, and you guys really are adapting well and making some great changes. This
Yeah.
is something that really is going to, I mean, just a wonderful thing. And before I let you go, I know that there's always some more opportunities that are coming down the pipeline for us to support you and get the word out. But I really do want to have you guys on in November if it's okay. And we'll talk about just maybe the gift wrapping side of things as the holiday side and Christmas starts to come. But this is great. I mean, you saw these copper jack-o'-lanterns. These alone have to be worth a couple $100.
Yeah.
And then plus, you have all this stuff that's going to be getting poured into them. We're talking gift cards and scratch-off tickets, mini spirits. Those are a great
There may
pick-me-up.
even be a full-size bottle of
Who
something.
knows? Even
Or two.
or three.
You
Who
just
knows?
don't
That's
know.
the fun of it.
Yeah.
And
This one is going to be interesting.
it will be.
Yeah, because I've got a plan for this. It's a secret.
If
so,
Cora has a
Trick or
plan,
treat
it's
plan.
It's a trick-or-treat plan.
I love it.
You're
Yeah.
going to want a ticket for this one.
Well, and just all of it. I mean, you're going to want to be a part of this all. Get raffle tickets. You can get them in advance by calling 618-604-4513. That's 618-604-4513. $5 for one, 5 for 20, where you could win this raffle that's going to exceed over $800.
It is.
Talk about a start to your Halloween season. And that drawing held on October the 12th at the wine tasting event. You don't need to be there to win,
Not
but
that.
it would be encouraged.
Yes.
The
We'd love to
tickets-
see your faces.
The tickets for the event itself
$20.
is $20. Right.
And we have an Eventbrite link.
And we'll link that in our on-demand
Oh,
and in our
great.
article too.
Okay.
So you can just click on it and get tickets to
Yes.
this event. You're making it easy for everybody.
Absolutely.
And you can get them if you're not really savvy with the computer. You don't like using that. You can call Jill or I or Nancy, which you all have their numbers. And we will be happy to get tickets to you.
Yes,
I'm
we
just
will
going to be
bring
so
them
happy
to you.
get you a couple.
We're getting them, and I'm going to have
You
fun
wouldn't
too.
miss them.
No, and it's just a great event, and we had so much fun last time, and I know this
Yeah.
time around the Horn we'll have some more fun. October the 12th, we'll see you there at the Wood River Moose Lodge, and you'll see Cora. You always dress so nice when you come in. I love your outfit.
Thank you. Oh, isn't
It
that
is pretty.
sweet?
It is. Well, Jill, you look great too.
Oh,
Everyone
thank
looks
you.
dapper in this studio, and here I am in sweatpants. At 9:24, a quick
Next
break.
time I'll fix that.
Before I take a quick break, coming up in just a few minutes, we're talking to Alton Little Theater. It's Theater Thursday, but coming up, well, tomorrow is the resumption.
The
Resumption? Is that a word?
resumption.
The resuming of.
Resume.
The resuming of.
I am sure that our friends out at the theater will fix that.
Too.
No
We'll
problem.
figure that out.
Yeah.
AltonLittleTheater.org, Making God Laugh, back on the stage this weekend. This has been a great show with rave reviews. You've got to get tickets by calling 618-462-3205 or by going to AltonLittleTheater.org and celebrating their 91st season. They're the
Yes.
oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois, and you got to be a part of the ride. Plus, coming up after this, the Rocky Horror Show. You got to be careful about that one. Rocky Horror Show, which is going to be running during Halloween, plus that special airing of it on Halloween night at midnight. That's one you don't want to miss. A Christmas Carol, Best of the Best Broadway. All you got to do is go to AltonLittleTheater.org or call 618-462-3205 to learn more. Stick around because Theater Thursday starts next.
Great.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Look who I found.
Right
Day of
outside.
Friends. It's a day of friends. And we had Jill and Cora just in here. And what I think's great is you were just texting Jill.
And I was like, wait, there she is.
So Making God Laugh has done awesome.
Oh, it has, but we have some tickets left for Friday, and we have tickets left for Saturday afternoon. And I wanted to make sure your listeners know, because I've had a lot of people texting through the website contact thing, and we're completely sold out tonight and completely oversold on Sunday, which I love, but I don't want anyone to miss the show because it is touch people. They talk about it, they've written, and it is Christy Doring's premiere as a seasoned director. I mean, she is a very seasoned director. She's not new in that sense. She's in charge of the theater program. She just got her second master's, and she's going to be a great asset to the theater.
What's that mean for somebody like Christy, having conversations with her when she's hearing, all of this rave reviews and people are just loving this? I mean, that's got to feel special for her and the cast and crew.
Oh, it has, and in a silly way, we've said girl power. Because, again, she and I both have the sweetest, most wonderful husbands in the world.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, we really do. Her husband and my husband are very, very similar and very supportive. But we have been dominated for the last 12 years by male directors.
Yeah.
So just having a compatriot, because we're drawn to sort of different kinds of shows and a little different bit. But I love her. She's a method actress like I am. She looks at the subtext. She looks at the character analysis. The guys are just like, just move and enunciate, and
Right.
It's just a little different focus. So when we have a blend of directors of all ages, and both sexes, we get a nice blend, and we pick shows that people really, they're not seeing the same thing over and over. We choose very carefully. And Christy reads plays like I do. I mean, ferociously. She's better than I am. I didn't think anybody read more plays. I was like, how do you sleep? And she goes, well, I do it in my free time. At school, if I have a free hour, I'm reading a play.
Wow.
So.
Well, and that's what I think's really special about what you got, because you're really hitting this special part of Alton Little Theater. I can see this being a really powerful couple of years, and it already has been going great, but to have this new energy there, it seems like, where you're touching everybody, because you're right, when you have so many different diverse directors and different thoughts going in, no matter who walks through that door throughout the year, it's going to hit somebody different each time.
Well, and you're right, and there was kind of a drought. The new plays that came out from 2019 on, they were pretty edgy, and some of them I like, but not for our audiences and language. And we have to ride that line of new and good and innovative.
Yeah.
But there have been some great shows, and making friends with playwrights across the country was a smart thing on my part, I have to say, because I love them, just lovely men and women, and they have to have 3 public, big, noted publications to even apply for rights. And so they'll have an East Coast and a West Coast premiere. They need a Midwest premiere. And they can come to us, and they are coming to us. So I get a new play for about a third of what I would get one that's been out and published.
Well, and that means a lot, to the area. For theatrics overall. To have that, spot where someone's picking up the phone and literally saying, hey, Lee, I need a spot, to run this. Can you guys do it?
Yes.
That's special.
And now Sean Grennan had published this. By the time we did this, Making God Laugh actually was published 6 years ago. And I read it, and it made the final cut 3 times, and every time it came in second place, only because I was figuring out, how do I do 4 holiday meals and all these props and all these costumes
That's
for
a
40
lot
years?
going on.
That was a lot. So then I said, Christy, I'll help you. You figured this out. And we got the cutest card from Sean. He has family in St. Louis. His in-laws are there. He has a 92-year-old mother-in-law who just celebrated her birthday. And he was a little altar boy, and he had a picture of himself and wrote the cast the most beautiful note about the show, and we better get it right, but he knew we would and everything. But that was just, he's just a nice man. And so for me to do this show, it honors his commitment to us, because he has taken a little chance on us too. He could have done it in St. Louis, but he did it here.
Well, and what I think's great too is the fact that you guys are so community too, with having those national contacts and stuff, because they are national contacts, and when they're calling you, it puts you on a different pedestal. But in this sense, though, before you walked in, you just gave 2 tickets to Cora and Joe for their jack-o'-lantern raffle for the Community Service League, and you do things like that throughout the year. So is it a balancing act ever for you to whenever you're looking at those and working with those national levels, for the theater to stay grounded in that community focus? Because I'm sure that becomes a little difficult.
Well, it does, and I always am responsible for the bottom line, and that's a little challenging. But I think we all win together. And again, in the first show, you may remember that I always recognize we've got 26 people this year who have done some form of advertisement, and we ask our community, our patrons, to patronize those businesses. Some of those people have been with us for 20 years.
Incredible.
A few even stayed through COVID. And we got one brand new sponsor, Riverbend Kitchen and More.
They're great people.
And they are doing a Growth Association event. So supporting them and helping them get their business going, I mean, it just keeps giving that way. And royalties we have to pay out of the area. And occasionally I have to shop harder around here to find a store that has exactly, like I needed all these vintage clothes from 70s and 80s. That was a little, and people are bigger. These children are well fed. But I did. And
well, what I think's cool too is like just the 70s shopping, because that's got to be difficult because, I mean, now like the vintage clothes, I mean, they say they're from the 70s, but they're really not. They're kind of an interpretation.
Yeah, they're knockoffs. Yeah, I love it. They are. But the fun part was I love this cast. I mean, I know I always say this, but the first thing she did that was right, she found the perfect cast. I did not know, how are we going to find 3 adults who look like they aged 30 years? But she found the actors and the body types and the personas that you could believe that, and they just gelled immediately. And they're such good sports. I mean, the wigs I make them wear, oh my God, they're atrocious, but they're funny. That it adds to the laughter and the coats and the bags. And we found a bedazzler, and we have been bedazzling. You probably don't know what that is. You take little tiny beads and you make these intricate designs on things. And back in the 70s, like, housewives went crazy. They're just putting little jewels on everything. But the kids hate it because they're like, not my socks, not my underwear. And her daughter, Christy's daughter, has spent hours bedazzling everything.
Is that Abby? She was on my soccer team.
Oh, yes.
At the middle school.
Abby
She was
and
great.
Sophie are both working on
That's
the
cool.
show. I mean, they are the sweetest family. And I love that they share that because, you know, all my kids are grown and gone. And I just love those kids. We're having a taco party on Saturday after the thing. And I love that we did. Chrissy asked me, and she said, let's go back and look at all the famous TV comedies that people really watched every week and felt part of that family. And I was impressed how many aren't copyrighted. So I could download pictures and we have a whole display board out front, and people, every performance will go out at intermission and say, oh, I remember that show, Eight's Enough. Oh, I remember that show. But the cast is actually, well, what was that show? I mean,
right.
I'm like, they're like, that looks like Lucille Ball. I'm like, yeah, I love Lucy. Pretty important show. But see, they're so young. Oh God, it makes me feel so old because I loved all of them.
Well, and that's what I think's cool. It's like a stroll down memory lane because you're basically taking everyone down a nostalgia track. Because I mean, I don't know if you got like any Rockford Files in there, but when people see those type of shows,
that wasn't a really good family show.
That's
it was
true.
good.
That
it
was true.
good.
But you got things like that though that are just around though, and people are now. Do you have music
amazing.
playing through anything, or it was music tricky for the? I didn't know if you guys had music in it yet.
Oh, yes. In between the scene changes, and there are 4, and they're pretty important. I mean, we have to switch holidays, switch decades.
Gotcha.
So we have a great stage crew, and we play music. So that's been a lot of fun, and we make it kind of silly from the very beginning. Mac Kraft comes out, and he has a little turkey head on him, and he says, "Come on, it's time to start the show," because we let the audience see this scene change.
That's cool.
And they're very impressed because we do it by zones, and they just sweep it off and sweep it on, and we have decorations hidden every single place. We change the curtains, the rug, the pillows.
Wonderful.
Everything. And the food. And then I have to make sure it's all taken away at the end of the show because we don't want any little bugs anywhere.
Oh my gosh,
so Michael and I are usually there till 11.
Do you have to recook that stuff the next day?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
And my favorite Fantasia dip, that's a character in the show. And I wasn't sure the authors, his recipe, it sounded too awful. And I thought, I don't know that it will kill anybody, but so I played and played because it's supposed to be, when she picks it up, it's supposed to drip, but then when she plops it on, it's supposed to be hard. That took me about 10 tries to figure out how to do that. But I love the audience reaction. I go in every night, even if I'm doing something else, and they go, ooh, and I'm like, yes! And particularly the third scene, they burn it. So then we had to figure out how to make it look all burnt.
Oh my God.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and see, that's got to be the fun in this one. I'm sure it's kind of stressful to get all that set up and ready to go, and all the preparation work that goes into that. Yeah. But to see it happening when you're able to sit down in the light booth or where you're at to watch, it's got to be cool.
Oh, it is just the audience reaction and how they really can identify, or they have a memory. I can always tell they have a memory. Someone in their life was like the mother and a little bit of a fuss budget and always telling them, what to do. And that's the whole premise of the show.
Right.
We all think, well, this is the way life should be, and God laughs and says, oh, the kids might have different ideas about that. But it's the perfect cast. I just couldn't imagine a better cast. And so I just want everybody to see the show. And Santino's, the new owner at Santino's, was so incredibly nice. The mother does all these holiday meals, and so many people say, why don't they just go out? So Santino's gave us a huge gift certificate that we're raffling off because they do holiday brunches.
It's amazing.
For everything.
It is amazing.
Yeah, for $11.99. So they said a couple or friends could come every holiday during the year, or you could bring your whole family and have wine and everything else.
It's amazing.
So that's our raffle
for
the show.
We do it for a few holidays, and it's just a great thing to go do.
Yeah. If the kids aren't in or something, it just makes sense. We've even taken Michael's 95-year-old mother there, and she loves it, which is great because who wants to fix 15 different dishes for a holiday? Not anymore. I used to do that.
Right. Well, and now tickets, getting back to that Saturday, or is the only day we need?
Yes, really, because, we advertised it. I thought we advertised it early, but the tour groups have told me that they book tours and even senior groups like 6 months out. So getting changed over to the Saturday matinee, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think it will catch on. I mean, we're committed to a year. People told us they don't like to drive at night. They told us that they like to go out after the show.
What time is that Saturday matinee?
It's at 2.
Okay.
So, they're out of there. Even if they stop and talk to the cast, they're out of there at 4:30. Yes, daylight savings time will happen, but it's like 6 weeks, I think, from now.
Right.
So even through Rocky
we got
Horror,
time.
Yeah, we got time. But again, we honor that. I mean, seniors are. It's very important to have programs for them. In fact, they have told us that they get really sad on New Year's and they get really sad on Valentine's Day because it reminds them that they probably, don't have a spouse still living, and everything is geared towards young people. So, in fact, we're doing Sing in the New Year with Thomas Taylor, who is a brilliant man who has performed with the Edwardsville Opera Company, but he's also performed in the Rep. I saw him in a show at the Rep years ago and fell in love with him before I knew who he was, and he ends up being friends with Eric Sykes, who is, here going to come on board our staff. So he's going to do a concert on January 4th. Oh. And we'll have champagne punch. We'll have our own little New Year's. And then around Valentine's, again, we're doing some special things with the studio series because we really want people to come to particularly the matinees. Yeah. So they don't have to come out at night. And right now, we're not thinking we're going to have a lot of bad weather, global warming. We have maybe one bad snow. But I understand driving at night, and particularly if it would be sleeting or something, is difficult, even though we keep the parking lot, on standby. We have that guy come and clear it off.
Right.
So we're trying to make sure there's a balance and options for people.
That's really cool. You got a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. 9:46, a little bit of change. You stay there, and Lee and I will stay right here. Making God Laugh, we need you to get tickets for that 2 p.m. matinee. You can get them right now by going to altonlittletheater.org. altonlittletheater.org, or you can call the box office after 10 o'clock, 618-462-3205. But really get these tickets. It's a really great, from seriously all I've heard, is just a really nice trip down memory lane, for so many, and really brings out some thought-provoking scenarios, too, because it connects with the audience so well.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about it more right after this on Roku TV and RiverBender.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
ELO was definitely going during the 70s. I just saw Electric Light Orchestra. They were wonderful. He was doing his retirement tour.
It was a magical age.
It was. It was just a great. And now, we got, my generation of music, which is, fine, I guess. It's like the beige of music. It's just like, it's there. But I'll just turn on the old station, or actually, I don't. I turn on my my Spotify that just says like 70s rewind, and we call it a day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Making God Laugh, you guys have time to get tickets for Saturday's show. Friday is all but sold out.
Friday is full, but it's not sold out. So there are seats for Friday night. It's totally changed. Saturday and even Friday, those were date nights. And I mean, we had people dating even who were older and remarrying or things like that. I don't know if they all babysit for their grandchildren. I don't know what they do on Saturday night, but Saturday night is always the lowest in attendance. Mm-hmm. And it's not that we can't have a bad night, but what people don't get is the royalties have been paid ahead of time. So sometimes I sit up there and go, well, we lost money. And they're like, how did you lose money tonight? There's, 110 people here. I'm like, because unless it's full, they charge us per seat for the royalties and what our ticket price. That's how they figure it. And I know they lost money during COVID. Broadway almost went under. but it's a 40% increase. I'm not making that up. 40%.
Well, and is it
community theaters are dying, just dying?
Is that now? Is the price increase because of the fact that there's not as many community theaters that can buy rights anymore, or that's very fascinating.
That could be a little part of it, but also part of the money, and I don't understand the formula, but the publishing houses got supported by Broadway, so 20% goes back right to the Broadway theaters. So
gotcha.
Our increase is part of their debt. And just
tough.
really hard rules because they make much more money on regional tours and national tours. And before COVID, you really didn't hear about regional tours, but now we have to say how many miles we are from St. Louis, how many miles we are from Kansas City, how many miles from Louisville, how many miles from Indianapolis, because it used to be that they'd just say, oh, you're in Illinois, and they'd think Chicago, and I'm like, no, we're on the opposite end of the world. But the timing, we've already investigated several shows for next year, because we always want to do big Summer Splash and another big musical or name show that everybody would know. And it's rough because if there's even a chance that the Muni is going to buy, then we lose.
Well, and honestly, with the Christmas Carol, I was surprised that you guys were able to put that on.
Well, that's an interesting thing. It's about to be in the public domain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, is it that age already?
Oh, yes. And
wow.
So, well, and it's all, did the publishers, did the authors get along? So January 1st, I do believe, is the date. But John Jake's version, there are like at least 4 different new adaptations. They're not really a different story, but expanding some of the roles of the ghost of past and everything, and which I really love, because it used to be there was like 2-3 leads and then everybody else was a minor character. I mean, we did it when my son was 6 and he's 48 now, so that was the last time we did it. He was Tiny Tim, who made the front page of the paper. So cute. But I love this, even though it's a big cast. Everybody, there's lots more action.
Well, I can't wait for it. I mean, that is one that I'm so excited to go see, because that's in the perfect time when everything calms down and I can go and enjoy. And that's seriously one of my favorite, not even just plays, but I love the original movie. I don't like the newer ones. But I guess, you know what, Scrooged was okay.
Well, and talk about the Battle of the Scrooge. Now, he has one more audition. In fact, I should mention that Saturday morning at 10, he had 29 people come and audition last Saturday, and who knows what'll come up. But
no kidding.
Great turnout. But the Battle of the Scrooges, it was like, I want to read that again. I want to read that again. I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm not doing this, because I love both of those men.
No way.
Them,
this is fun. Well, and that's what I am so excited. Just to hear that gets me excited about it, because if they're so passionate about those parts and just making sure that they want to be, Scrooge or whoever, I mean, that's where you see some real magic, too.
Oh, absolutely. And I've hugged them both and said, I'm just decorating the foyer. I have nothing to do with casting, but I love the whole Victorian Christmas, and I have always decorated at the theater for Christmas, and we'd like to do a special punch and a little treat, because, again, a lot of people don't have family close, and it's something special, but I hope people will come with their whole family and make this kind of a tradition, something at least once a year. They come as a family to live theater.
Well, and that's what I'm really excited for, because we're missing that right now, because a lot of people have Christmas events, but they're more socials, where it's, you know what I'm saying, where they're great and that's fun and it's great and lively, but to have something where it's truly an event that's Christmas themed, to go in and just kind of have that feeling of the holiday is really cool.
And, my kids were lucky. I was lucky. We went to the Rep. We went to the Fox. it's nearly impossible for a middle-class
You
family
can't.
to
It's
do that with their
impossible.
whole family.
Yeah.
And so I wish them well, and I'm glad they have a bigger area geographically to draw from. But I think we're a wonderful alternative.
Well, and I think too, so many families get so stressed, especially that time of the year, because you're on, especially now with social media, because you see all these other families that are going and doing all of these, you're going to Hawaii or whatever, or maybe they're going to the Fox and posting those seats from the box, but you have the same opportunity to see just as good a performers, maybe even better, performances or adaptations, right here in your own backyard.
Yes. In fact, I cannot even get to all the wonderful theater that's going on from now till the end of the year.
Can't.
And then in May, I've already been talking to some people about women of a certain age and great actresses. And they all say, there's 5 shows in May that I want to be in. I'm like, I know it's a hard choice, which is why I'm moving auditions up early in March, because I said I want people to have choices.
Now, Best of the Best Broadway, is that November?
Yes, that's the weekend before Thanksgiving, which I know a lot of people do this family then. But again, we wanted to do something with some of the new singers, the new vocalists that we've come across. And Thomas Taylor, as I said, he came and did a benefit for a church here in town. And I was like, wow, that guy is so familiar. And then I, checked him out on his website, and I said, I knew I'd seen him at the rep, and just a beautiful voice, but just such an incredible guy. So we're going to feature him a little bit because he's doing the Sing in the New Year.
That's
later.
going to be cool.
And I wanted to introduce
I'm going to take my grandma to that. That'll be fun to go do.
To the audience. And then Bethany, Tamara, and Eric Sykes, they're a couple, and they are beautiful, and they're doing the Bobby Darin in the spring. So I'm like introducing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I have Sophie and Marvin, so I have our most talented 17-year-olds through, middle age, and Shay Maples is doing all of the appetizers, except I'm doing the chocolate fountain and all the desserts, and we have champagne punch, and we just think it's, again, a delightful experience, again, for couples to come with a friend or, a date. Right. We did well with Best of the Best Country, and I think we're doing pretty well on Saturday tickets. I'm not quite sure what Sunday is yet. I haven't checked.
Well, I just wanted to direct you, because that's definitely coming down the pipeline, and you saw how fast this summer flew by. That was insane. I don't even care what everyone will go, oh, well, that flew by. No, this was like hypersonic speed, and we're in October.
And they didn't have to teach kids from 1 till 10.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kids. I was exhausted.
No kidding.
I was pale. I never got outside. I lived in a dark theater the whole time.
Well, and guys, seriously, there's a few tickets left for Friday's showing of Making God Laugh.
Yeah.
Plus, on Saturday, that matinee at 2 p.m. If I'm back in time, I'd love to make it, because I got a show in Bethalto, but I think I should be able to be back time to see it, and that'd be a great Saturday afternoon relaxing thing.
And you would laugh, and we have great beer at the bar.
And it'd be a lot different, mood setting, because I'm not going to be on stage going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, why are they all better than me? And then Lee's looking at me, and I'm like, thank God she's right there, and she knows that I'm freaking out, and I'm just making that eye contact. A little bit different.
And you'll get used to it.
It was fun. I had the time of my life.
Yes, afterwards you're like, okay, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
but
no.
It takes actually 6 to 10 performances for an actor to relax. Yeah, I mean, even professional actors get very nervous sometimes because rejection doesn't feel good. And professional actors go and still audition, and it's a very hard choice. It's not that somebody is bad, it's that somebody else fits the vision that the director has.
Well, and honestly, that's why I love everything that you guys have going on, because there's this diverse group and so many thoughts going on, and Making God Laugh getting rave reviews. Rocky Horror Show's coming up in a couple of weeks.
And we'll be talking about it next week.
With Becca.
Yeah.
It's already 10 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
With that being said, Lee, I am just so glad that Making God Laugh did, because that was one that we were a little bit kind of not nervous, but just kind of intrigued on how it would do. I thought when we talked, is just seeing how the audience would
Yes,
think.
because it's realistic, even though it has this overlay of ridiculous things that happen, but the audiences really identify, because every family's gone through some hard times and has a crazy ass mother or somebody, who's always futzing around. And they're such good sports, and they just, and physically, as well as every single character has at least 350 lines. This was a tough show.
Wow. You have a couple of days to go see it. You got Friday, you got Saturday, and then that's it.
Yeah, we're sold out, completely sold out on Sunday and tonight. So,
well, you can still go Friday and Saturday and be a part of this. That's been really having a lot of people talk. Lee, it's always great to see you, and I'll see you next Thursday.
Okay.
Taking a quick break. It's 10:01 on this 26th day of September. I hope to dear God my sinuses get better, because it is rough today. I am telling you. It's that hurricane coming in.
And it's coming. The rain is
Yeah,
coming. Those poor people. We lived in Tampa for 2 years, and my heart is just breaking.
That's what I'm just thinking for them today, because they're getting their house all prepared and all that fun stuff. But at 10:01, we're going to take a quick pause. Top of the hour news hits you right in the nose on this 26th day of September, right after this one.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
We got exciting news! Seriously, I just saw this breaking a couple of minutes ago. 34 minutes ago from Mark Bohart, the barricades are gone. Bell Street is open. Please share and go ahead and support them. That is wonderful news. Man, they've been gone through the ringer lately. There you go. News team, if you're listening, you might want to put an alert out there. The barricades are gone. Bell Street is open. That's from Mark Bohart. And man, people are sharing this. This is great. And big news today. Downtown Alton. How about that? Let me send this over to the news team just to make sure they're tuned in. But with that being said, that's how we're starting top of the hour news. We got some great news. Let me repeat that for you. The barricades are gone and Bell Street is open. Spread the word is the Facebook post. That's exciting. How about that to start off top of the hour news? 10:06, make sure you sign up for your daily email update. Join myself, 70,000 people that are in the know with that daily email update called Around the River Bend, where they get their daily dose of local. And never miss out on all things that are pertinent, plus with partnerships with the Associated Press, statewide and national news, all at the touch of a button. We'll take you to Glen Carbon first. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain and Wood River Police Chief Brad Wells did announce that August C. Archambault, 20 years of age from Glen Carbon, has been charged in a connection with a fatal home invasion. This incident occurred on May the 16th at a residence on Thompson Street in Wood River. Archambault faces charges including home invasion, aggravated robbery, and residential burglary. The home invasion carries a potential sentence of up to 30 years in prison. He was allegedly involved in a robbery that resulted in a fatal gunshot. He was apprehended on the 13th of September in Tampa, Florida. Also in the news, big news for the Tigers marching band. Edwardsville High School's marching band has been invited to perform. Get this, in the 40th annual London's New Year's Day Parade in 2026. The band will travel to London in December of 2025, spending a week exploring the city. It's a great one. Before their performance on January the 1st, 2026, Ryan Lipscomb, the director of bands at Edwardsville High School, emphasized the significance of this event and the opportunity for the students. The parade, which features over 8,500 participants from more than 20 countries, is a major event with a street audience of 750,000, and millions more watching on television. Representatives from the parade visited Edwardsville High School to extend that invitation and highlight the importance of the event. Also in the news, Alton Works, Food is Love, and Currency of Caring are set to host their monthly block party for good at the Alton Amphitheater on Friday, tomorrow, September the 27th, from 2 to 3:30 p.m. With Alton's poverty rate at about 25%, these events are crucial for providing free groceries, hot food, and other essential services to those in need. Brigadier General retired John E. Michael, he will be joining us in just a couple of minutes, emphasized that the goal is to create easy access to vital resources, including health checkups from OSF Healthcare's mobile unit. Future plans aim to expand services to include healthcare resources, haircuts, and even legal services. The initiative is powered by the Food is Love nonprofit led by Emmy-nominated host Lasse Sorensen and aims to address food security and foster community connection. The two will be joining us at 10:30 today to be talking about the upcoming event and more regarding this wonderful news. Also, Riverbend Family Ministries has been awarded the 2024 Community Impact Grant by the Edwardsville Community Foundation, securing $4,050 to enhance its SOAR program. The initiative focuses on empowering adolescents aged 12 to 17 by teaching essential life skills such as conflict resolution, healthy relationships, and empathy. The grant will extend the program's reach within the Edwardsville School District, offering critical support to vulnerable youth. ECF's Executive Director Pamela Farrar emphasized the importance of supporting adolescent development to strengthen community well-being. RFM is grateful for the grant, which enables the expansion of SOAR's impact across Madison County. Finally in the news this morning, The Village of Godfrey set to host its annual Fall Festival this weekend at Glazebrook Park, offering a day of family-friendly activities from 11 to 5. On Saturday, attendees can enjoy food trucks, vendors, live music, inflatables, and the popular, the one and only, Great Godfrey Maze, which will remain open until will remain open until 10 p.m. Read the wrong line. Chris Logan, the Park and Recreation Director, emphasized the festival's goal of providing low-cost, enjoyable events for the community. Additional attractions include balloon animals, face painting, and various rides. For more details, go to visitgodfrey.com. That's visitgodfrey.com. Let's take a look at our weather, shall we? 73 degrees at 10:10. It feels like 77 today. Will be a little bit warmer. Sun followed by some clouds, and tonight cloudy and breezy with occasional late night rain. Air quality right now at 41, which is good. Grass levels at 2, low. Ragweed is low at 5, and the UV index is moderate today. Temperatures reach 80, drop down to 62 overnight as we head into Friday, where we are getting rain. On Friday, a high of 70 degrees, a low of 62, with a 87% chance of a downpour all day long. On Saturday, the 28th of September, a 91% chance of rain, a high of 74 degrees, a low of 61. On Sunday, a high of 77, a low of 59, with an 80% chance of scattered showers. And on Monday, a high of 78, a low of 57 degrees, with partly sunny skies as we wrap up the month of September on the 30th, which is Monday. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 73 degrees, feels like 77 at 10:11. It's sunny out there, and humidity right now at 70%. It's going to be a little bit different day. For time and temperature, you can call this phone number, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home, or just go to RiverBender.com/weather to stay up to date in real time all the time and never miss out on all of the weather alerts. Hey, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in on Village Dispensary. Let's just be talking frank here. Who needs some good bud? You go to Village Dispensary. Who's ready to have a better Thursday? You go to Village Dispensary. Who doesn't want a hangover? You go to Village Dispensary. Who wants to help some of those lingering health issues, maybe some arthritis, maybe some issues with some joint pain? Village Dispensary. They can tackle all those solutions. You know, at Village Dispensary, every day is truly a special day. They got so many deals and specials. They'll walk in, make your head spin. I'm telling you what, whether or not you go in Monday through Friday and get those daily specials like today being Thirsty Thursday and tomorrow being Flower Friday, where you can save big then, or on Saturday where you can save on Aero Pods. I'm telling you what, the greatest cart there is. And so many people are going in there and getting Aero Pods, and I'm just going to say I'm taking half of the credit for that because I am the one that is just bragging about these things. They're the best, so get your hands on one. You go into Village Dispensary, they're going to treat you like royalty. They'll treat you like a friend. They're truly a community-focused business, and they make sure, all their bud tenders, the best attitudes. If you're having a bad day, they'll put a smile on your face, and I'm telling you what, they'll help you with anything you need. They have an inventory so vast it makes Snoop Dogg jealous. Go to villagedispo.com. That's villagedispo.com. Place your order today. And we'll be back right after we look at downtown Alton. We'll have more after this.
When it's time for leaving, I hope you'll understand that I was born a rambling man. My father was a gambler down in
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
10:17. Welcome back. A little bit of change on this Thursday morning. It is a weird day, you know. Like it's like we know the rain's coming. We know that there's gonna be, but it's humid as hell out there. Like I don't know. I'm just a whiny guy. Like I'll be honest with you. Yeah, you know.
I'm looking forward to some good weather.
Me too.
Which isn't in the forecast.
Me too. With that being said, we got a press release that was sent in by you a couple of days ago, and I was excited about this. Is this the first time you guys have done a haunted night at the National Great Rivers Museum?
It is. This is our very first kind of dipping our toes into Halloween and doing a haunted night at the museum.
Really cool. And now, what was the idea behind this?
We really just wanted to offer something special event-wise in the fall. It is also the harvest season. Halloween is, you know, a fan favorite for a lot of our staff and a lot of the general community, with it being, you know, located in Alton. So we were just trying to find something festive to bring people out to the museum kind of in that time of the year.
Yeah, well, and I think this is a really good way to do it because, honestly, this is kind of checking off all the boxes for so many people and providing some really cool experiences that you probably aren't going to have for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, while the weather's still kind of nice out.
Well, I love this idea of this haunted tunnel experience. Now, fill me in on this, because I was reading through the press release, and this is, so we get a lot of press releases.
Yes.
But when something's really cool, it sticks to me, and this was really an event that was like, wow, this is really unique.
This is, I think, the first time that we're offering this special behind-the-scenes type of tour. So on October 4th, we're going to have, in general, evening tour period. So in the dark, sunset tours, that's completely new. And then also, in addition, we have this extra special, kind of more spooky, behind-the-scenes haunted tunnel tours, which does require pre-registration and proof of U.S. citizenship since you're going into the depths of the dam.
So, and that makes sense because we always forget that, you know, it's not, you know, it's a different, you know, organization here. This is, you know, some government regulations that we have to abide by. But honestly, if you can fit within those parameters, what an absolute treat to go see.
Oh yeah, it'll be really spooky. I mean, it is in the tunnel.
Now, do you get jump scared in there?
You might.
Okay,
you might.
I like this.
Lightly. I mean, in that environment itself is a little bit spooky to begin with. You do have to go up some stairs and in kind of not exactly a tunnel, but through some tight corridors, through a darker staircase. It will have more of the spooky vibe that we're looking for.
Well, and how did this, so when you were thinking about this, were there ever some things that you guys had to kind of take into consideration because of the landscape that you guys are in? Because it's not like a lot of other folks have just a building and things. I mean, you have an actual working, functioning lock and dam system, and you have to still maintain that as the tours are going on.
It's all about balance between having the structure, it is fully operational, it is a workplace.
Yeah.
So balancing the needs of navigation and the lock and dam, but then also bringing that community outreach and the opportunity to learn about why it's there, and then throw in some of the extra fun like special haunted sections.
And now, is Halloween a favorite of the staff at the National?
I would say so. Amongst everybody, probably.
So fill me in on what we can expect just overall of this event, because this is seriously one, there's so much going on that it's kind of hard to dissect what's the call to action, because they all are.
Absolutely. So it is Friday, October 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. So we're open a little bit late that day. We will have a variety of indoor activities and then the haunted dam tours. So at least inside of the museum, all of this is free. We have Treehouse Wildlife Center, so they'll be coming out and doing some free animal presentations throughout the evening. We also have a good amount of our partners that are providing different spooky educational activities. So we'll have owl pellet dissecting. Lewis and Clark State Historic Site is doing like a cool history on candy and more of like that cultural component from Lewis and Clark, which I'm really excited to see. We've got the Nature Institute coming out to talk about bats. We have the St. Louis Herpetological Society, which is reptiles.
Oh, really cool.
They'll have some live snakes coming out, and then we'll also have tarot readings. This is brand new. We'll have tarot readings by It's Raining Zen.
Well, and I love the community component of that too, and going through all the region, because, so many times, and, I always say I did a show for the Illinois side of the river, but we're really just 10 minutes away from St. Louis, so to have...
I'm from St. Louis.
Exactly.
So
we're all in the same neighborhood, and, just a different subdivision. So to have those different groups coming in and being a part of this is a real big incentive for so many that don't have to drive and combat traffic,
Absolutely. And it's got a little bit of everything, so it's family friendly, but also some more adult type activities. We're playing Hocus Pocus in our movie theater.
I saw that.
So that everyone loves Hocus Pocus, so that'll be super cool too.
Well, and one thing I wanted to kind of touch on too is the fact that you just hit it right on the head, that you don't have to have a family to feel comfortable at this one, because there are certain events where it's being a single guy kind of feels a little bit different to go to, like, maybe a family fall, or a family festival or some of those things, because I'm not a family yet. But for this, you can be anybody and go and feel comfortable and have something for you to go do and just be a part of it.
Absolutely. Especially I feel like when the dam tours come into play.
Oh, yeah.
Those are family friendly, but also like they could be a little bit spookier. So maybe that is a little more interesting to the adults.
Well, and that's what I think's so cool too. I mean, you guys really hit it out of the park. Now, when is this? It's October the 4th, 6 to 9 p.m., where you have dam tours, spooky animal shows, Halloween movies, activity booths. And is there a cost to admission for that?
No, it's completely free.
There you go.
All of our events.
You were
free
literally
charge.
starting off Halloween with the best foot forward.
We're trying.
Now, with the reptile shows, I'm sure those have got to be one of those things that you're going to get a lot of people watching those ones.
I would, yeah. I'm a big fan of reptiles.
Me too.
So.
But I can't, you know what's crazy? I used to try to, like, I always thought I could do like a Chinese water dragon, because those are
so cool.
Right? I just could never. I guess you can't get them from Petco, is what I heard.
No, I don't think so.
No, they have a bunch of things. It's just too hard for me, so I got pretty discouraged. But I'd like to get back into it. That's some cool stuff. There we go.
Might be able to hook you up.
Thank you. Well, and see, just things like this, but the educational component's really cool too, because it's harder for younger children and stuff to really kind of learn all that knowledge when there's a bunch of fun. But when you can tie it into a theme, that's
we like to trick you.
Yeah, that's it. It really is that, and that's a real big incentive for anybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so what have we not talked about with this event?
Let's see. So it is Halloween. We're kind of like just at the beginning of the season.
Right.
So we are hoping that folks will come with festive attire, and we are trying to do a Halloween costume contest as well. So hoping folks are being festive. We'll have Bobber the water safety dog there. Also Blazer from Lewis and Clark Community College.
What did I see about
mascots.
Bobber? Isn't he leading a costume? He's leading that costume contest.
He is leading a costume contest, maybe conga line. It should be fun.
I love that's awesome. So with that being said, what are you looking forward to the most?
I am looking forward to just this first year of trying to bring all of these different groups together to offer something new that's both more fall and harvest, spooky, all of those things together, mixed in with the education component, and then the evening lock and dam tours, those sunset tours, those after-hour tours. That really is the first time that we're doing something like this, so I think it'll be really exciting. I also have some, I think, pretty cool things happening to the dam itself that night.
Really?
So
like
you'll
what?
have to look.
Oh, is that the tease?
Maybe.
Oh no!
Maybe.
Okay.
It might have to deal with the crane. The crane might be participating in some Halloween
So for all the
activity.
people that are trying to mark their rain gauges, on October the 4th, the extended says there is no rain in the forecast.
Love
Cross
that.
those fingers
Love that.
with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 53. So by the
Wonderful.
time you get there, it's going to be about 67.
Perfect
and
bonfire weather.
Exactly.
We'll have campfires. You can tell spooky stories.
That's super cool. I mean, I just think this is such a great way to go and explore the locks and dams without having without having to, take maybe even because summers get so hot and it's like, when do you really go and see it if your kids want to? And this is a great way to do it in such a fun way. Now,
Yeah.
if it goes well, year 2, are you doing
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, this is going to become an annual event. I can smell this one. This
bet
is,
so, too.
This is getting there. So there's going to be Alton Haunting stores going to be there too.
They are tabling at this event, and I'm super excited to bring them out too. This is the first time that they're going to be out at the museum, so they'll be promoting a little bit more of the different tours that they're leading throughout Alton this month, and they're also doing a raffle. So a free raffle to win, I think it's 4 tickets to the Troy Taylor
Oddities Museum. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
I have not.
Okay, so
maybe
it's,
I need to enter the raffle.
Oh my goodness, the stuff that he has in there is so unique, and I mean, really like real historical pieces too. Really cool stuff. Plus, Damn It Joe's Barbecue will be there to serve you some food, and got to pay for the food. I'm assuming.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is.
It's good food though.
It is amazing food. I mean, this is a great thing. So now, if people want to be a part of any of like the costume contest or anything like that, do they need to register, or is there any set time to be there for that?
Not that part. It is pretty much just come and go as you please from 6 to 9. We'll have all of those different activities going on throughout the evening. The only registration will be those tunnel tours, the VIP
Really cool.
ones.
I just keep up the great work. Seriously, I love having you in the studio because every time it's something so cool. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com again,
Excellent.
and then we'll link the rebrand link and all that for more information. But seriously, I love when you stop by because it's always great stuff and we can keep learning. Thank you so much for your time, and stop by again soon.
Thanks for having us on.
10:28 and a little bit of change on this 26th day of September, a Thursday morning in the heart of the 618 continues right after this quick break on RiverBender.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. You guys remember the Chef and the General, don't you? I like the title. We got a lot of hits the last time we did that. How's everything been, guys?
It's been fantastic. Like I said, we're super grateful.
Well, and just right off the bat, let's get it right out of the way. Chef Lasse Sorensen, you are now again nominated for 2 Emmys this time around.
Yes, so hopefully, it's not a disappointment when you don't win, but it sounds really good. You're Emmy nominated. I really want to win, so hopefully this is the time. Maybe we'll get some hardware, but if not, I'm blessed that I was nominated, and of course, I'm just part of a team that helps this happening. So thanks to Jason Pinkston, who's my producer. He makes me look good, and that's a tough job.
Well, this morning during Top of the Hour News, we were just talking about Block Party for Good, and this is a really great thing that's coming down to the Alton Amphitheater. And now, is this on the last Friday of every month?
Fourth Friday of every month, yep, from 2 to 3:30.
And John, fill me in on this, because this is tackling a couple of really big issues that are really affecting our area. And, from healthcare resources all the way down. Fill me in on what this Block Party for Good's all going to be about.
Absolutely. Well, we start with our provocative proposition that in America, we don't have a capacity problem, we have a mobility problem, right? Yep. For a lot of the people. And if you look at the rates of food insecurity, childhood poverty, and just take St. Clair County and Madison County from I-255 to the river, all of them are statistically more significant than anywhere else in the state.
Wow.
So, and Alton actually is the second highest in that entire region. So we have a real issue there. Our notion is, hey, it's challenging to build infrastructure in places and things to people can get to consistently. So we said, what about if we use the power of mobility? We started, as you know, with the food truck movement to effectively replace soup kitchens. But we said, what if we can start to layer in a whole series of services, increasing the access to the things people need. So we started with doing the first couple of free food truck events. We added the St. Louis Food Bank free grocery trailer. No qualifications. The only question we ask are how many people live in your home. That's it.
Wow.
So you don't even need an ID card.
Well, and I love this, and I love this component of it, because you can be on top of the world last week, but if you lose your job and you all of a sudden you have all these bills to pay, and now all of a sudden you can't afford them, sometimes you just need a few weeks to get by, and maybe just get go and utilize that program and get a free bag of groceries. That way it keeps you going to pay those bills and maybe get back on track, and stop it before that ship starts to really sink.
Absolutely. And the dignity of this whole thing comes from the fact that, again, there are no questions asked. We just assume, people are living their own story. Mm-hmm. So the idea for Block Party for Good was create a time every month where for 3 hours we can roll capacity into the middle of downtown.
Yep.
And that way there's no antibodies to, everyone gets concerned about long-term elements hanging around there. Right. So they come in, we deliver hot food, we provide free groceries, no questions asked, produce and everything. We're now starting with the OSF mobile health van will be out there.
Really cool.
In the future, we'll be having a mobile haircut place. We have free legal services that'll come in from free mobile legal, what we call Wheels of Justice.
Oh, okay, cool.
So the whole notion is people are mobilizing capacity more to get to the hard to reach places. So all we're doing is increasing. So now you have people already coming to one place. Because they know there's good things there.
Right.
And why not bring all the services to them?
And now my question is too, this seems like there's room for a ton of growth and exponential growth, because once those services, I'm sure, see the need that they're filling and meeting those people and meeting those families, word of mouth starts to spread and it becomes a snow globe effect where organizations, I'm sure, reach out and want to be a part of this and provide even more to this event. Am I onto something there? Does that happen with this?
Yes, and that's exactly why. So this doesn't just happen in Alton. It happens simultaneously in Belleville and Swansea.
Wonderful.
And then soon it'll be starting in East St. Louis. So the idea is people are getting that if you have things with wheels, you can roll them in. Individuals who want to be part of it, we're like, all you have to do is provide us a free service to individuals who may be struggling a bit.
See, I love this component of it because, on the show we talk to organizations and nonprofits all the time that perform these wonderful services, and the biggest question is, we're just trying to find that next networking event or that next way to just get out in the community and show them we're here. And this is a wonderful, opportunity for so many that really provide true service to go out there and take that big step.
That's right. So if you think about, we have farmers markets and things like that.
Yeah.
In this case, just think of a big market, but the output are goods and services that are free.
Yeah.
And it allows the community to come together, and it's really efficient because it rolls in, it does what it does, everybody gets what they need, and it rolls out. But what people start to get trained to is, I know at least once a month there'll be something I can count on. And we don't meter if they have enough arms to carry 5 bags of groceries, they can carry 5 bags of groceries.
Mm-hmm.
So it really creates a catalyzing point for the community.
Well,
and just since we were talking about Emmy nominations, this work, Food is Love and Currency and Caring is doing, is much more important than winning 100%. Emmy nominations, right? Mm-hmm. Because we seem to forget how lucky we are. We can live our lives and doing what we're doing, and I'm grateful to be part of this because you see little kids that haven't eaten for days and they get something to eat, or people getting help, and they're so grateful.
Yeah.
And it's worth everything, and we want to use the platform Food is Love to focus on this area called food insecurity. It's very important for both John and I. So
absolutely,
it's so important. And when I had my delivery business, even things like that, where you go and you go and say, quote unquote, go across the railroad tracks and open your eyes and realize in this community there's folks that don't have front doors, and that's not a false statement. That's a literal fact that they have no front door and they have a screen in front of it. And it's there's folks like that are just struggling. And when the schools were closed, Alton School District was trying to bust meals out to these kids to make sure they could still eat. And those things, add on that stress component, and what that does to your overall health is just out of this world what it does to deter a family. And just to have this opportunity where once a month, hey, things are bad right now, but I can get not just groceries where it's just a can of macaroni, a box of macaroni, but I'm getting good groceries. I can get produce for my kids and make sure they have at least some type of good nutrition. That's a big stress reliever for a lot of people right now.
Absolutely. I think when we talk about food insecurity, really just from what it really means. I think sometimes there's confusion,
That's a good
right?
point, yeah.
So really all food insecurity means is that people don't have consistent access to good or nutritious food. And that's the key word, consistent.
Yeah.
So it's very episodic, and that's what causes stress. And this is where we have real breakdowns in the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't do the Block Party for Good is one thing, but remember, we also have, through the Currency of Caring program, places that people can go at any time with a token and get access to a meal. So this month we'll pass 17,000 free hot meals that have been distributed in 50 different locations.
Wow.
That's the power of mobility that we see.
Let's talk about that more, because I've seen in different neighborhoods in Alton on Facebook, you guys up in these neighborhoods. Can we talk a little bit more about what those food trucks are? And maybe if someone was a little bit confused and didn't know what that service was, we can provide that information there to them, because this is really cool.
Absolutely. So, when we talk about the power of mobility, and one of the biggest casualties of COVID that people didn't see was the loss of 92% of the soup kitchen capacity in America.
Oh.
So we saw how food trucks go, we're not going to rebuild soup kitchens. Hot meals almost vanished overnight. overnight. There's one here in Alton, there's one in East St. Louis. Most of them have gone away because it's really hard to get volunteers, and then the codes for the kitchens have changed a lot with the counties. So we said, well, we stop. We don't need to do that. We have this growing business that accelerated during COVID called food trucks. So we said, what if we could just use those, create like hot meal soup kitchen on demand kind of capacity? So we created a system that now can incentivize food truck operators to go where they're needed in a food desert, which is defined as a place where you have food insecurity or inconsistent access to food is a food desert. Alton is a food desert by definition by the state and by the USDA. So all you do is you create, think about Uber, but for a soup kitchen. That's the way that, like, wow. And so the operators get paid. So the money that comes in at $8 a token effectively provides a hot meal, a side, and a drink. That full $8 goes to whoever provides the meal. So now we just match supply and demand, and that's how we've grown to 50 locations. So again, 50 different locations.
And one of the things we were talking about, we're trying to raise money for a Food is Love truck that we can dispatch and bless people with at all times. And what we're going to do different on that truck is we will have, nutritional value. We want to make sure that that's, with my involvement, we want to have things on a food truck that is, nutritional and maybe, have a little educational component in the truck too. So if anybody's interested in helping us out with that, they can contact either the general and I. And, I love it. I think that that would make a big difference for us if we could kind of, control the food better.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to touch on that too, because you were just hitting on those nutritional points, and that's a big thing. But also, Chef, for a fact, when you see someone's eyes when they taste a good meal for the first time in a while, it does something to them. I mean, it really does.
But the big problem we're facing, we're trying to help people, and we want to stuff, a lot of fresh produce, organic produce, but a lot of people that have faced food insecurity for a long time, they don't understand the concept.
They don't,
Yeah, so they're just interested in, candy bars and ramen noodles and stuff. So we really have to, grow an effort to teach kids what nutrition is, because it's such an evil cycle for them, right? They eat terrible food, and then they get sick later on in life because of those choices. So we really have to start with the kids.
You just hit, I don't know if you got a crystal ball in front of you, Chef, but that's exactly what I was going to, because, right now, it seems like the only thing that is affordable for families sometimes are those, small boxes of ramen noodles and things like that. So
And it was an eye-opener to me, I spoke with Meredith from the St. Louis Food Bank, and I said, why don't you do this, this, and this? And she said, we do, but you got to remember, some of these families, they've lived off of what Casey's have.
Yeah.
And it's not only the parents, it's the grandparents too. So it's really about educating a generation about how to eat healthy and the power of the kitchen table. The kitchen table is what we've lost.
Yeah.
Where me as a kid, my parents would let me go out and do whatever I want to do, but I better be home for dinner.
Yep.
And, it was always a meal that either my grandmother cooked or, my mother cooked or my father cooked. And, you don't see that very often anymore. And that's the problem, is the power of the kitchen table.
You're right. And that was something that was kind of tough for me growing up, because I was in I'm in this weird generational period where some folks kind of started adapting to newer values or newer ways to doing things, and some folks kind of hung back and did that same thing. So my family, every day we were cooking and getting together, and when those lights came on, I was still the kid that didn't have a cell phone, so I was walking inside when the street lights came on. And then Sundays at Grandma's house, where you might have argued with your cousin earlier in the week, but Sunday you're getting together and you're having that meal, and you're talking about things that you're working on or doing, and you're coming together and having that community. And that's what food does, and that's what we need to keep promoting. It's great.
That's the whole idea behind Food is Love, right?
Yeah.
It's the power of food as a connector across all cultures, all people groups, because it's a great normalizer. If you think about it, in those moments that you share a meal, a lot of things fall away because the focus is the people that you're with, and the food just enhances the experience. The challenge is, just like we have generational poverty in America, we have generational, if you would think about it, malnutrition in America. When
Yep.
you're in cycles of living in the projects, they don't have doors. We have kids right now in this zip code sleeping on the floor. They don't have
100%,
beds.
100%.
So we take all these things, as Lasse was saying, about for granted. So coming back to, we use food because it's the easiest one everyone can agree to. You know, housing's a little harder.
Right.
Food's an easy way to go. Yes, people deserve access to good food, but breaking the cycle of this generational malnutrition is consistently getting kids not just the access to the produce and the new things, but then we got to make it fun and engaging for them to learn what to do with that. And that's one of the things, having Chef Lasse, kind of lead that charge, not just with us, but also with the St. Louis Food Bank.
Right. Well, and honestly, that brings us to a good pause point. You guys have a moment to stick around?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. More on this is coming up right around the corner. But while I have you, make sure, we have a really great library here, too. Hainer Library is a great supporter of ours. And my time to tell you to get your Hainer Library card. So with the card, you get ad-free, for free streaming with Biblio Plus. You get access to databases in the Library of Things. So if you can't afford a calculator and you got that final coming up, you can go right in there, pick up that calculator, and return it with your library card. There's so many outdoor activities, movie projectors. So if you want to have that family movie night or just that family event, but it's, maybe you don't have the equipment or you don't know where to get it, you can go in there too. Also, a seed library for plants, vegetables that are native to this area. There's so much more with your Hainer Library card. Go to HainerLibrary.org, click on the How Do I tab, click on Get a Library Card. Put your address in, you're taken care of. You can hang out with Mary Cordes and I on the first and last Monday of each and every month as we go beyond the shelves of our institution. Looking for a fun, free day out with the family? Head to the Mississippi Earth Tones Festival at the Alton Amphitheater Saturday, September 21st. From noon to 10, enjoy 100 booths with environmental education, interactive art experiences, and performances, along with great local food and beverages. Emerge in the art, food, vendors, and music, and be heard by celebrating our incredible river. It's free, it's fun, and it's happening Saturday, September 21st at the Alton Amphitheater.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, mama, don't you treat me wrong. Come and love your daddy all night long. All right now. Hey, hey. All right. You see the girl with the diamond ring?
We're coming back now. It's 10:50, a little bit of change on this 26th day of September in the heart of the 618. You just handed me a currency of caring token, and now let's talk about this. This is really cool. So, number one, you were just hitting me with some pretty big statistics just overall, but let's just dive into what this means first, and then we can kind of break everything else down, because
Sure.
I was always wondering about this currency of caring system, and this is very fascinating how you've developed this. This is wonderful.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I know and that's what, as Lasse talks about, our goal is what's a simple solution where realistically you don't even have to build anything, right?
Right.
So what we looked at is, okay, every city in America today, regardless of size, has at least 3 things in common. Many things, but certainly 3. Broken people who need a little extra help, neighbors in need, food trucks, and restaurants. The restaurants and food trucks all have latent capacity, if you think about it, right? No one's 100% busy all the time.
Right.
So our idea was, what if we could incentivize restaurant operators and food truck operators to take some of that excess capacity, and then we would pay them to go be part of a solution to filling in food insecurity. So which means you can use the trucks to get to hard-to-reach neighborhoods like we do with our Love Thy Neighbor program, right? And this is where we're on the 142nd truck and almost 17,000 meals. Or they could go to a restaurant that participates, of which we have 24 in the area.
Really cool.
And they can now turn a token in for a hot meal with no questions asked.
Now, is there a way we can find that list so we can publish that too in our article?
CurrencyofCaring.com has it all.
Absolutely.
And we would love for more restaurants in Alton to participate. Really, we give them a lantern. It doesn't cost them anything, but people can buy one of these tokens for $8. And I'm proud to say we have one restaurant that has signed up for it, which is Tab's Cafe on
They're
State
wonderful.
Street.
They have a great breakfast, too.
Yes. So Tabitha there, she, if you want to support Food is Love and Currency of Caring, you can go there and buy as many of these tokens. And as soon as we have 100 of those, we basically deploy a food truck.
For free, and do 100 to
For free.
125 meals.
Yeah.
Because you know that need, is it because you see that need with that 100 getting delivered?
Well, we have, the need is bigger than we have capacity.
Right.
So we have to, get the money first, and then we can deploy it.
Oh, this is exciting.
John gets very excited about this, so he always spends more money than what we have because it's important. But that just shows you what a great guy he is. So we're always behind on the fundraising. So please, if you're listening, go to Tab's Cafe, have a meal there. I recommend the lamb chops, by the way.
Oh, they're good.
The best I've ever had. And you can buy a token there after you've had a meal there. So.
Or you can buy them, you can donate right on CurrencyCaring.com.
Well, and see, what I think's great, too, is because we all see those individuals that, maybe come up to us, maybe don't, but, it's one of those things is, what do we have to offer? And this is a great thing just to, number one, educate and inform and say, hey, there's an opportunity here for you to be a part of it and get a nutritious meal, and also to, pass along that.
And
mission.
we've been to other cities now, and it's not as bad in Illinois as, the General and I just came back from Los Angeles. On every street corner there, people are begging, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about this idea of, instead of handing them $5 where they probably spend it on alcohol or drugs, this is a way that we can break that cycle too, because they're in a bad spot in their life.
Right.
And so this Currency of Caring token will give them a meal. We want to make sure that they get a meal instead of, just giving them cash. So the long-term goal is to circulate enough of them so you have 10 or 15 of them in your car, and you see somebody asking for a handout, you hand them one of those, and then they know where to go.
Well, and what I think's amazing about that token too is, for so many in that spot, and just from my conversations with Centerstone and all these great, organizations that kind of combat mental illness and just homelessness too, is that meal, those little things that we would consider little, because we have our air conditioning and heat on in our home. That could be a whole mindset change for that individual. And Chef, you were talking earlier, if it's okay to bring up, when you were running that restaurant and you were serving, all these folks, but then afterwards, when you kind of saw the bigger picture there and that broader map, take me through that, if it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, so my career has basically been focused around, the best meals, the best ingredients, and that's not something that most people can afford. So, for all these years, I was, not seeing, you know, all the problems that was right next door to me, because, you know, that was not what I were catering to.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, after meeting John and coming up here to Alton, so my job is now changed, and I'm seeing, you know, what it's going to take to change this, and I'm so grateful, because the way you feel after you feed 130 kids that are so grateful, it is just mind-boggling. And you realize that this is a universal problem.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that we and I know, you know, I'm an optimist and I want to change the world, but you can't just sit down and hope somebody else is doing it, because there is nobody else doing it.
No.
So we need to be a big part of it, especially in this region. And I think that with Food is Love as the platform, you know, we can help direct people to understanding what I didn't understand prior to getting into this, that, you know, there's an incredible need out there that we need to be part of this solution.
Well, and on top of that too, and just spot on is on top of that is that the faction too that really is on that teetering point where, you know, any week they could go under, because those folks are living, and so many, I can't remember the percentage, but it's more than the majority is living paycheck to paycheck in this region. And all of a sudden, if money dries up, you lose the job, you get sick, your kids get sick, you got to take the day off for a couple of days and lose that money. That could be what makes or breaks somebody. And to have these resources like the Block Party for Good, where again you can go, hey, at least this week or this couple of days we're taken care of, and I can, you know, focus on, you know, finding that bill, you know, money somewhere else. You know, I don't have to take it out of the grocery account, or I don't have to come up with money for groceries this week, or I can get my health care assessed, you know, right then and there. Or legal services. I mean, those are opportunities that folks have to travel sometimes miles for.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. And when you layer in, so that's once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and that creates big capacity movement for people. What the currency carrying does, it creates minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day access. So what we want to do is fill in like ways to bring a lot of different capabilities. With our focus on food, we can create a way to unite everybody who's already in the food business, preparing hot food. And hot food, as you said, is different than going to a pantry and getting some cold items in a can.
Yeah.
This is a point where someone's prepared something for you. It's usually more nutritious, and it does make you feel different. So does it solve everything? No. But in that moment, it lets you know that other people care enough about you and what you're going through to have facilitated access to that meal on your behalf. Think about that. So even psychologically, for people who struggle in that moment, this is why we've done, again, every neighborhood, 50 different neighborhoods, most of them very challenging. People always ask, is it scary? Are there bad things that happen? Not one single event in any of these places that we've ever gone. All it is, as the chef said, is nothing but joy, nothing but gratitude.
Yeah.
So even from those who have the least in these moments, it allows them to know they're seen, they're valued, and it's just beautiful to see. And that's originally the idea of we're just bringing the power of the table to them.
But there is that social aspect that they don't have, right? Because, homeless people, they don't have an interaction.
Right.
So that's what's wonderful to see when we do these events. It becomes the kitchen table. You have people from all walks of life showing up, and they interact while they eat. It's so great to see they take their plates, and they sit down, and then they have conversations.
Yeah.
And if that's not food is love, I don't know.
Yeah. Even though we didn't know we were doing it at the same time, this was created. We were featured on season 3, episode 9. We became fast friends. Didn't talk for almost 2 years. Thanks to John Simmons, we were reconnected. Then we joined forces formally X amount of months ago. But we always came from the perspective. He'd already been using the words food is love.
Yeah.
I already felt food is love. And now we're like, well, it's obvious. It's food is love.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, too, if folks have the opportunity, if you aren't going to need the services, I just take a drive by and see all the folks that are getting help, too, because I think so many individuals in this community don't understand the need for it, because like you and I've said, Lasse, we're in our kind of tunnel vision because we got our own lives and that's fine. But there's tons and tons of people that need this service, and to see this in action would really, I think, just bring out so much and help people learn so much about what you all are doing, because it truly is wonderful.
Well, I appreciate it. And we encourage people, you know what? Go down there, park your car.
Yeah.
And just come out and talk to somebody or hug somebody.
Yeah.
So whether you have food coming out a window or they're getting services, the other thing, as he was saying, is imagine the power when we live in a society that tends to want to look away from things that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, or
Yeah.
people who are struggling. When you're there and they've made, that's what we call a block party for good. All those who need a little are the center of the story in those 3 hours.
Yep.
And so when people come out just to talk to them, that's unbelievable, and it starts to change the way they think about themselves. So it's not just putting something in their belly or perhaps bringing them a service. It's letting another human look them in the eye and go, I am just glad to meet you. That is
You're right.
massively important from a sense of
Absolutely.
belonging and connection.
100%. And guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I always tell people 15 minutes, but a half hour later, here we are. But we're running out of time today. For more information, what is that website again for Currency of Caring?
www.currencyofcaring.com.
And Chef Lasse, thank you so much for your time. Let's bring home those Emmys. If not, then I'll be on the show the next day talking about it. But seriously, keep up the great work. You're both great additions to this community. And we're looking forward to keep sharing the mission and getting the word out. You guys have an opportunity this Friday, the 27th. That's tomorrow, to be a part of this and really just learn more. Park your car, stop out there from 2 to 3:30. Alton Works, Food is Love, and Currency of Caring are hosting their monthly block party for good. Free groceries, a free food truck, free checkups through OSF Health and Wellness Mobile, and just a bunch of great community atmosphere. We'll see you tomorrow for Ameren, Illinois, Village Dispensary, and so much more. So join me then, won't you? Until then, just try your best to stay out of jail.
To the light he once knew. Oh, yes, he did. He said it.